Now, I have a shout out to Godless Cranium, who I am still not going to get to this week because we're going to be picking on Sargon again. Instead, I think he's more important because he's more dangerous, and he's more dangerous and more vile than Godless Cranium.
Damn you, Sargon! Damn you to hell!
Oh, damn you! God damn you all to hell!
Nevertheless, Godless Cranium has been rather dishonest lately, which actually he always has been. So I have a message for him that hopefully his followers will take home. First off, as I've mentioned before, and it's not disputable, belief in the supernatural is normal, healthy, rational, and evidence-based. Everybody should know that.
Off to a strong start, Max. Sure, I'll agree that believing in the supernatural is technically normal, but I'm not sure why you would think it's healthy or evidence-based. I know you're about to skip right through this without any explanation, but I don't think believing in things that aren't true is either healthy or evidence-based. Although it might be normal, it's also not required, and in my opinion, should be weeded out whenever possible. Believing in superstitious nonsense isn't something I'd recommend people to do. But that's a whole other discussion. So let's hear what you have to say, Max.
Now, Godless recently made another video where he whines and plays the victim again and claims I've said I wouldn't protect his free speech rights and that I'm against his free speech rights.
No, Max. I said rights, and I used a clip of you saying just that. You literally said that you tell people they should kick atheists out of their homes, out of their businesses, etc. Actually, here, let me play back what you did say instead of repeating it.
I openly encourage people who are religious or just who support religious people to stop being friends with atheists, stop doing business with atheists, kick them out of your homes, kick them out of your places of business, mock them, laugh at them, show them no conversational tolerance because atheists are awful.
So, like I said in that video, you openly advocate for discrimination based on religion or religious belief. In other words, you actively want to take away at least some of our rights. But why else would I think that taking away our human rights might cause you to start salivating? Let's keep listening to this video. I'm sure it will become evident in time.
Now, I've explained this to him more than once already in writing. He has no excuse not to know it. I said something like that to him one time, and then I immediately said yes, but I corrected myself, and I've corrected myself several times. What I was trying to do is what I'm still trying to get you to do, and I do not think you will do, Godless Cranium, is this. You have been asked to tell us why I or anyone else would defend your free speech rights.
I have answered it, but I'll answer it again. I think free speech is a cornerstone of our democracy. I think you have to be free to speak your mind, with certain caveats such as libel, etc., because that's how we weed out the good ideas from the bad. Also, if free speech rights can be arbitrarily stripped from one group of people, it can be stripped from others with equal impunity. For example, if you, Max, were to strip atheists of their right to free speech because you deem them to be hateful and awful, your rights can be stripped if your free speech is deemed to be hateful and awful. The government can take away your rights using the same justification that you use to cheer on the taking away of another group's rights. Defending your right to free speech is also defending my own. I hope you can put that silly question to rest now, since the answer is on the record, and you have no excuse to continue asking it, even though I've answered in the past and it's really not a difficult question to answer for yourself.
I didn't say I wouldn't defend them, unless you're going to keep dishonestly quoting one thing out of context that's been corrected over and over for you.
It wasn't taken out of context. You said it. You said it publicly, and later you said you didn't mean it, which is fine. However, despite your apology and your admission that you would defend my right to free speech, I see very little reason to believe you. You still publicly and openly admit to wanting to take away other rights, and you can't seem to even be able to reason out why you should defend another human being's free speech, even if you disagree with what they're saying. That certainly doesn't fill me with confidence.
Yes, I would defend your free speech rights. I just want to know why. Should I?
You shouldn't need it explained to you. It should be fairly self-evident. Again, the fact that you seem to need me to explain it to you makes me doubt that you would defend my free speech. I guess I can't know for sure unless someone tries to take my free speech away, and you either defend me or not, but I hope you'll understand my hesitation when it comes to believing your claim.
You truly are an abusive bigot, like most of your atheist co-religionists. You will not correct misinformation you put out, especially in your misleading straw manning of religion that you do all day on most of your videos. You spread ignorant hatred of religious people and with your self-righteous, smug, condescending attitude toward them and your pig ignorance about them.
Max. Simply disagreeing with them is not the same as hating religious people. Pointing out why I disagree with them, why I think the world would be a better place without belief in ancient myths and fables, and talking about what I do believe and so forth is not a form of bigotry. And yes, Max, I do understand some of them, and I do understand why some people believe in an immaterial, supernatural super being. I used to as well, and it's not that hard to put myself in their shoes. So no, I don't hate religious people. I simply think they're wrong, and I am vocal about why I think they're wrong. And Max, there's nothing wrong with that.
And one of the things that, I have to know when I'm talking with someone like you is you can't back down because you might have your income and your reputation destroyed if you ever had to admit that you routinely are dishonest about religion in the way you strawman it, mock it, etc.
I don't make my living from YouTube. Any money I make on YouTube goes back into YouTube, so I'm not worried about losing money, Max. And if I thought I was wrong, I would stop making atheist content and start making theistic content or content about something completely different. So come up with some better arguments and convince me. Your constant whining isn't going to convince me you're right, and I won't be shamed into silence either. The one thing that will silence me on this topic is a convincing argument.
So given all this, and given the reality that YouTube atheists were involved in activities to drive decent Christians offline on YouTube, and that went on for years, and no one in the atheist community will admit to it. I can get you multiple eyewitnesses to that kind of thing. Deplatforming, harassment. Christians haven't been welcome on YouTube for a very long time, either by YouTube management or by the atheist skeptic thugs who go around harassing them.
There are a lot of Christian channels on YouTube, and even many atheists who defend religious belief. I don't believe that YouTube has targeted them in any way, and if you want me to believe that, you're going to need a lot more evidence. I wasn't making content back then, so there was little I could do, even if what you say is true. I'm also guessing by what seems to be your insatiable persecution complex, that when you say they were run off, that means they debated with atheist channels and either lost or decided they didn't want to make any more content. Again, I wasn't around then, so I don't know. I'm not sure why you think I'm responsible for what every other atheist says or does on YouTube either. I'm responsible for my own actions, and I stand by those actions.
Now, if you wouldn't stand up against that, why would I defend you when you're in trouble now? What is the reason? Do you think I owe it to you? I mean, I really will defend your free speech rights, but I'm stunned that you can't answer why I should, given how horrible you are. Can you do it at all without invoking my religious values?
Yep, I already did using secular values based on reason. Mission accomplished.
Do you think you have a God-given right to my protection? Do I have a God-given right to yours? Can I count on yours? When YouTube or some of your fellow atheists eventually try to get this channel shut down, which has happened on more than one occasion, they'll probably eventually succeed, although I'm praying they won't. If I get shut down, will you stand up and defend me even though you don't like me?
Yes, I would, Max. I would wait until I knew the facts. If you broke the YouTube terms of service and had your channel taken down legitimately, I wouldn't defend you. If I thought you were wrongfully targeted, I would stand up for your free speech. I don't want your channel taken down. I don't want you silenced. I also don't want people to kick you out of their homes or refuse to do business with you because you're religious either, which is more than you would do for me.
Will you stand up, stand by those words? I'll defend, I may hate what you say, but I'll fight for the death for your right to say it. Yeah, do you believe that? Great. Well, I'm telling you right now, I don't like you, I don't respect you, and I don't respect your viewers, and I don't respect your fans, and your commenters are a bunch of sewer rats. They're horrible people. Now, given that I just said that about you, and I mean it, you're less worse than most of the atheists out there, but you're still horrible, as are your horrible fans.
I don't know why I wasted so much time pretending I didn't care. I guess I just didn't want to feel like this. But I love you. I'm totally, completely in love with you, and I don't care if you think it's too late. I'm telling you anyway. Will you please say something?
You should know. If you come any closer, I'm not letting you go.
The question stands. Now, will you still stand for my free speech rights? Do you mean it? Because I'm looking at you and saying, I don't like you, and I expect you to defend my rights anyway. And you know why I'm saying that? Because I don't like you at all, and I would defend your free speech rights and step up for you. I don't believe anybody in your godless community would do so. Now answer that, and have your swine hateful fans answer it too. I dare them.
So entertaining. Why would I ever want you to go away, Max? Your silencing would be a catastrophe, a great wrong that would rob me of hours of amusement. Take care, Max. That's all I have for this video. Take care and cheers.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. I have a friend in Jesus. Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. He taught me how to live my life as it should be. He taught me how to turn my cheek when people laugh at me. I've had friends before, and I can tell you that he's one who will never leave you flat. Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. I have a friend in Jesus. Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend.